Let's pay her a little visit tomorrow. I would love to. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know, Representative Solon has said that, and I quote this, "The bill will empower women to make an informed decision versus an unexpected, rushed, or pressured one." Don't get that. Well, you know, you can call me what you want, but I believe that the best way to empower women is to demand that they are treated in the same manner as anyone else, and that includes a woman having the right to her own body and a woman being able to make her own health care decisions and government not telling her what she can and cannot do. We deserve better. You have a voice. Now, use it. Let me be frank, if I haven't pissed you off enough yet, I'm just getting started. You ready? I'm going to keep going because, let's face it, there's so much to be angry about. You can go, you can go. Sergeant Officer, warning. No, I'm kidding. Because let's face it, there is so much to be angry about with the current legislature in Tallahassee. Now, let me start this by everyone joining in with me and saying the C word, climate change.
Yes!
I told my mom, I said, I'm going to say the C word at Tally Days. And she said, in a room full of women, I said, I know, I don't know how they feel about climate change. So go ahead, say it with me. Doesn't it feel good? Say climate change.
Climate change!
Scandalous! Scandalous! Look at you! So progressive! But climate change, guess what? It is real, my friends. Global warming is real. Al Gore knew what he is talking about. It is real. And if we don't start taking care of our beautiful Florida, our natural resources, our waterways, and the small business owners who live within beach communities and depend on the beach and resources from the water for their businesses, the economy as we know it will continue to stay stagnant and it will not improve. Does anyone here in this room, I'm sure you do, remember the BP oil spill from 2010? Yeah. I'm sure you do. Well, I was at dinner at one of my favorite places. I don't eat seafood, but they have really good steak. It's called Marlin Darlin. It's in Pinellas County. The seafood franchise in Pinellas, and I was speaking with a man who in 2015, this was just a month and a half ago, still hasn't received any federal relief from the United States government or from the BP in regards to the oil spill or recouped any of those funds and the mess that it has created and destroyed his small business and his family's financial future. 5 years waiting. If that is his story, that is the story of so many other Americans all across our country who are waiting to be relieved. Heartbroken, he carries on, but his story is too common, as there are far too many others who have similar stories where they are financially hurting, yet the Congress and the current Florida State Legislature do nothing. It's what they're good at. Yeah. The current legislature is more inclined to legislate what a woman can and cannot do with her own body, or whether or not a person who is transgender can use a public restroom, than they are concerned about fixing the economy that a Republican destroyed. If you recall, there was a former president of the United States by the name of William Jefferson Clinton. And with that economy, we were safe and sound. There was no national debt. We had a surplus and the creation of over 22 million jobs. That's a president. You know, no national debt, but a surplus that was handed to President George W. Bush. Well, after 8 years of a continued increase in continued national debt increase and 2 wars that were paid for on credit cards by the American people, we are still not where we need to be. And I hope that all of you will remember this in the coming months if another Bush decides to make a run for the White House in 2016. The only time I like being booed at, do it again! You know, if you ask me, I kind of see a pattern here. It takes a Clinton to clean up after a Bush. And would you all someday like to see a woman president? Yeah! Because jobs. We need jobs. Look at all of us in this room. We are Florida. We represent Florida and what we stand for as Floridians. We have squandered so much potential and opportunity If we were only to invest in our communities, our people, our infrastructure, education, our environment, protecting the Everglades, and building up our people rather than tearing them down, imagine what we could accomplish. Florida leads other states around the nation in terms of NASA development. Some of you might not know this. It's very interesting. Think about that. Governor Scott has he's done something good. He's allocated funds within the state budget that will go towards research and development of Florida's current NASA exploration program. But Governor Scott, why don't we invest those funds into creating jobs for Floridians and growing and strengthen the economy? 5% of the world's oceans have only been explored. Over 70% of the Earth is consumed by water. It's ludicrous. I don't know if you have looked at a map of the United States lately, but you know this state called Florida is surrounded by water. Which is a human right, by the way. Everyone deserves clean water. Water, of course, that continues to be polluted and unexplored. Water that, if explored, could create jobs. Jobs in marine biology exploration and jobs that will continue to grow and strengthen Florida's economy for years and years to come. We have so much ocean left to explore. You know, as I continue to travel the state of Florida in 2015 and explore my own political growth and aspirations going into the presidential election cycle of 2016, I personally look forward to continuing this very important conversation with all of you and being an advocate and an ally for Florida's women and girls in the years to come. And I look forward, of course, to continuing my support of the Democratic Women's Club of Florida. I've been on the Bureau of Speakers, so I've been going everywhere. I love it. It's so fun. It's like a little vacation, but then I get to pay for it. But you know, with all that's going on in the state of Florida, we must begin to focus on how we can strengthen and grow our communities by investing in each other regardless of our politics, by working together to make Florida the best and brightest state in the nation. That can happen, believe it or not, and that is what this is all about. I'm intentionally making my speech a little on the shorter end today because I want to take a moment after this to talk to you guys about the importance of using NGP ban going into future elections. And I will take my remaining balance of time to do question and answer after I'm finished speaking. But I often finish my speeches by sharing a quote from an inspirational woman or girl from various parts of the world. Today's quote comes from Aaron Darr. Does anyone know who Aaron Darr is? You do. It's probably because we're Facebook friends. She is the co-founder of Kabbalah International. Does anyone remember Kabbalah? Yes. Yeah. It's that red string thing, I have it on there. Yep. There you go. Madonna and Britney Spears and all of them used to do it. But she has some very enlightening things to say. You must share of yourself in a way that permanently improves the quality of life in this world. Ultimate, deep, lasting fulfillment can come only when your soul is fed. And the only food that satisfies the soul is what comes from unconditional caring. So as we leave here today, let us begin this very important work. Let us start sharing with one another. Let us share of ourselves the most important gift that we can share, and that is the gift of giving our time. Fighting for Democrats. Because let's face it, and some of you might not know this, 1942. Think of that. Do you know what I'm going to say? 2014 was the lowest voter turnout since 1942. That's unacceptable, and that will not happen in 2016. I've been waiting 8 years for this woman to get elected. You know, let's share of ourselves in that gift of time. And remember the eyes, because I do.
The eyes have it.
Yeah, the eyes, they do have it. Remember the eyes in life can't change the world, but they can change themselves. And if 1 million eyes change the time we spend together, we can change the world. Let us shatter any and all glass ceilings that are placed in front of us when we fight for the core democratic principles and values that brought all of us here today. Because there is no ceiling too high, and there is no ceiling too hard that can't be shattered in life when we fight for what we believe in, when we stand for something. And it's as Hillary Clinton, I need to drop her again. It's as Hillary Clinton said at a Women in the World conference in 2012 that I actually was really grateful to be at. It was her first speech after leaving the State Department. The rights of women and girls is truly the unfinished business of the 21st century. Very true. So let us continue this very important work today, tomorrow, and years ahead. I wish all of you a wonderful lobbying day tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I will be going. I will be knocking on some doors. I'm very direct, very blunt. So I look forward to meeting some Republicans and saying, hey, come on, what you doing? You ready? Because I am. I'm ready. So, of course, I wish all of you a wonderful lobbying day tomorrow in the state legislature, and I thank all of you for being here today, supporting Tally Day, supporting DWCF, Marine, the state board, everyone, and moving forward the ideas that help shape the fabric of our lives. Thank you all so much.